It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here. Welcome to Mind Your Business. Y'all know me. I'm your host, Jamillah. And so I'm happy to have you guys both here, Colina Outerbridge and Deshun Simmons, and you both work with us. Today we're going to be talking about our upcoming Global Entrepreneurship Week conference, which I'm super excited about. This is the first time we're going to be doing this kind of conference thing in celebration of Global Entrepreneurship Week, but you both are leads on two of the exciting events that we're going to be hosting during the conference. The Women in Entrepreneurship Day conference, and then the men's conference, Next Man Up conference. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and why and what people should expect when they get to it. So Colina, I'm going to let you go first. If you could just introduce yourself, say what you do at BDC, and then we'll talk a little bit about the conference.
So my name is Colina Outerbridge. I am the Business Data and Policy Analyst, and I have been the lead of the Women's Conference for the last 5 years. So this will be my sixth year, and I am excited to let people know what's coming up and what's in store.
Okay, and Deshun?
Hi, I'm Deshun. I'm the Assistant Communication and Development Officer here at BDC. So this will actually be my first year running an event, but also leading an event, but also this will be the first time that we're actually doing a men's conference. So following kind of the success of last year's Next Man Up Men in Entrepreneurship event that we had, we decided to do a full-day conference. So really excited to see.
They just want to be like us.
Listen, the women's got it.
They were like, "What about us? Why we can't have a conference?" No, so I'm really excited because this time around we're hosting all of our events at Pier 6. So starting on the 15th, going straight through to the 19th, we're going to have these series of events and series of opportunities for people to get involved, learn, network, and mentor each other. Mm-hmm. And so one of the signature events, like you said, you've been doing this for now, it'll be 6 years, is our Women in Entrepreneurship Day conference. And Women in Entrepreneurship Day is November 9th. Yep. November 19th. So we're having this conference. So talk a little bit about what people can expect.
So I am excited to have this as a brunch this year. Okay. It's going to be a different style that we've done previously, but I know that everyone's going to enjoy, what's to come up, what the agenda is going to be about. And so we're looking forward to having two keynote speakers, Joyelle Crawford and Ashley Fox. She's going to be talking about finances and investments and who don't need that in their business life, entrepreneurship, just in average, everybody wants to know about finances. So we have two dynamic ladies that's going to be our keynote speaker coming down. So we're excited for that. We also have some panel discussions, and we need some Bermudians in the room. We have some amazing Bermudian women that have businesses or work for someone, but they're doing some great things in their jobs and businesses. So I can't wait for them. We're going to be talking about challenges, things that they've overcome, and people like to hear some real stories, especially like if I'm an entrepreneur, I'm thinking about being an entrepreneur, or sometimes you just need to get over a hurdle, and when you hear some of those stories, you're like, somebody like me, somebody I can relate to, and I can do this. And so we're glad to be able to have people like that in the room. We're going to be having some great breakout sessions. So those sessions are going to be talking about finances, health, branding, and tech. Okay. I did a webinar by BEDC recently, and just the things you're learning about AI and what it can do and how much time it can save you in your business. I think that's so fitting at this time right now when, people want to cut their days short. I'm working for myself and I have so many other things going on. Why not be able to cut some of that time that you're working on your business by using this technology? So I think all of those elements put together for a full day is just going to be amazing. Women are going to be able to network with other women. And we always hear after our events, like, what's next?
Yes.
How can we connect with these ladies? Because sometimes entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, especially for women, because they have so many things going on, doing a family, doing, a wife, working, the business. And so sometimes it's good to just get out, hear some things. It's going to be learning skill set, and just hearing about other people that's on that same journey. So it's going to be a fun, full packed day, and I'm just excited for, all the women speakers. And the theme that we're going to be talking about is celebrating her story, not history, her story.
Yeah. I love that because I do think it's important. I think every year this event has grown, right? It's matured. It's more based on feedback that we've received from women who've attended it. But overwhelmingly, every time people go, they say it was money well spent. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like you said, we have some fabulous guest speakers that we bring down, and we want to pour into, the women who are entrepreneurs on the island. And if you're thinking about entrepreneurship, even if you are working for someone else like me, it's still an opportunity for you to receive what you need to be able to continue whatever that journey looks like. So I'm really excited for that. Now, sir. You're jumping on the bandwagon. No, it's funny because we've had these conversations internally about a men's conference. Every year, the men are like, well, what about us? I'm like, y'all always doing something. Why do we have to separate out a day for you? But anyway, we relented, and, we recognize that men maybe don't share like women share. You know what I mean? Like we are fine. You get a conference, you get a brunch, we are there. We're going to talk about what our challenges are. And men may not communicate that way, but we did see last year, like you said, Deshun, when we had that panel discussion, the room was full of men.
It was a great turnout.
It was a great turnout, and they were actually engaged and sharing. And so this year, we're taking it up a notch. And we're going to be hosting the men's conference at the same time as the women's conference. And because it's at Pier 6, so the women will be upstairs at Pier 6, the men will be downstairs. So you talk to me a little bit about you and your, because Jonathan is working with you to put this on. So talk about your vision.
So basically, like you said, from the success of last year, a lot of the feedback that we got was, like you said, it was very well received. Everyone loved it, but can we get more? Can we get more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, what it was? So we really wanted to make it a bit more dynamic, have guest speakers come down. So, for example, we have Ephraim Salam, who is a former NFL player. I don't want to say football. I don't want to get my status with them. So also online on-camera personalities, so CNN Sports, Fox Sports, and everything, and then turned kind of his passion into writing, so working on various things, and also having writing credits on the Bel Air on Peacock. So a very dynamic speaker. And then we'll also have Rob Boyd, who has a finance background, that will come down and speak. And kind of similar to Colina, we will have panel discussions and breakout sessions on finance, on tech, on health and wellness, because like you said, I think as men, we have a specific way that we communicate. So, what works for women doesn't necessarily work for men. So trying to get that translated and going over there is something that we really want to strive for. So yeah, having those panel discussions, breakout sessions, a lot of these activations, and really just have, these networking opportunities and be able to put people in the same room and, create those bonds and everything. So that's kind of the aim that we're going for.
You hear them say, like, men do it different. How come they try? Look, they stay trying to get this conference. So we're going to see.
And I will also say that this is November 19th. I don't know how this happened, but it actually also is International Men's Day.
I was actually thinking about that as Jamillah was introducing you, and I said, I'll let you have your spiel. But yes, it is Men's International Day, and then it's Women's Entrepreneurship Day, and celebrated all around the world. So it was going to be exciting.
I know. I'm excited because I think, the dynamic between women, they say women are from Venus and men are from Mars, right? It's just that we communicate differently, right? And so what you say as a woman may be perceived differently from men and what men say, but really it's about how do you bridge that gap. And so I'm hoping that we can include some sort of activity that will allow us to come together as a woman and as a man, and then find some common ground, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the overall conference, because we did decide as a collective, BEDC that is, to kind of bring it all together. And so I'll let you talk about what we thought the reason for that was. I'll start with you, since you're on my we work together.
So really, we wanted it to be able to, one, we know that we put on a lot of events.
Yes.
All of the events are well received, very impactful. But we wanted a way that people can come to all of the events at an affordable price.
Right.
To be able to, check the box on where they want to go. If it's the Rocket Pitch Finals, if it's the women's conference, if it's the men's conference. As a husband and a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, you go to the women's event, the husband goes to the men's event. But we really wanted to make it very well-rounded and give people access to it at an affordable price. So really just letting people pick, choose, and refuse kind of what they want to go to, and really showcase the different events, the different leads, and the different ways that you can kind of network, understand BEDC as a whole. But also, for example, for our Festival of Entrepreneurship, it's a B2B expo. So there might be some businesses that are new or startups that you might not know about and be like, oh, I actually need that in my corner. So really just trying to foster those relationships as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's such a great idea, especially, like you said about the Festival of Entrepreneurs, because there are so many businesses that are starting in Bermuda that people have no clue. And I remember one year we did the women's conference and we had the brand boxes and we had the different, local brands and, different, people that make lipstick and body stuff. And I'm like, I have never even heard of these people. And it's great because they get to get out there. People that's coming to the conference, they receive these items and they get to use them and be like, oh, I didn't know this existed.
Right.
And I can, use it going forward. So it's good that we have all these different events that pull these people together. And so I said on the radio today, the one thing I do enjoy about BEDC is that for us, it's not about the money.
Right.
We want to make sure that the people that are coming are being empowered, that they're learning a skill set, that they're making those connections to help with their business, their growth. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur. You could be somebody that's thinking about it. You can be working for yourself. Working for somebody else. These conferences and all the events are for everybody. And so that's the one thing I do enjoy. The price for us is just to cover costs.
Right.
Yep.
And the good thing is about the sponsors, right? Because we have had amazing sponsors throughout. You have, the banks, and you have, the firm, different firms and stuff like that come on and sponsors every year and see our vision, and so they're able to allow us to afford to offset those costs to the people that's coming. So we want them to come versus thinking about the cost. And
right.
I do like the fact that this year we are doing bundle packages and tiers because it allows people to come in at different levels. But for us, it's just making sure that people get in the door.
Right.
And I think also recognizing businesses as well that do well. So for example, with our business awards. So if people buy a conference ticket, they also have access to that. And it's really just celebrating entrepreneurs at their best. So
right.
most enterprising young entrepreneur, the startup of the year, the BEDC client of the year, and really just showcasing the hard work and dedication that people are putting in and to kind of celebrate those entrepreneurs. So like Colina was saying, that's really what we're trying to do at BEDC, is to empower people and to celebrate them and to know that the work that they do within our local economy isn't going unnoticed.
Yeah,
right?
I agree, because like you said, sometimes entrepreneurship can be lonely.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm doing all this stuff and don't nobody notice it. I know I feel like that sometimes. But no, I do think it's great. And the thing about it is there's a variety, right?
Yeah.
Like we have something for youth with our Youth Entrepreneurship Summit, so the youth can come out and participate and do some fun things, network with each other, meet entrepreneurs, get poured into, because we have a keynote speaker for that as well. And then we have, like you said, the Festival of Entrepreneurship. So if you have just started up, you're a service provider and you provide services to business, this is for you.
Yep.
You now get to put and showcase what you have on offer, and then people who have businesses can come and decide what they need. Then we also have our Rocket Pitch. You know, that's a staple event, and this is our opportunity to give people the chance to get the idea out of their head
Yep.
and like into action. Like this is our catalyst, we call it. So we will say we'll put the money as a carrot, right? We'll give you $5,000 if you actually do that business. So that's always fun, right? To see what new businesses are forming, what new ideas are there. So looking forward to that. And with the conference ticket, you get to come to all of these events.
Yep.
And then we also have our artisan market, which is new for us this year. So now it's business to client.
Yeah.
So now we have people, if you have a product, if you have a service that you want to sell, if you're making food, you're making jewelry, this is an opportunity for you to now sell your product and showcase your products to the public. There's going to be kid zones and fun stuff. So it's really a comprehensive experience. And then we close out the week with these fabulous conferences and brunches, right? So, and then all of these events, trust, we have food, we have drink, and there will be swag for those who purchase the conference ticket. So it's really like, why wouldn't you do this?
Yep.
Because you're going to get so many opportunities to gain information, gain resources, meet people, network. And then, of course, we're always bringing in international speakers
Yep.
to give that well-rounded exposure, right? So you may not be able to go fly off and meet this person, but we will bring them here so that you have the opportunity to get whatever knowledge and resources that they have available. And we sure do make them work for it, though.
Yeah, that's true. And I was just going to say that that's one of the good things of us having these international speakers coming down and leveraging them, because they get to do the school visits,
Yeah.
right? So we have, that education portion where they'll go out and speak to the students. And then they get to be at other events, whether it be judges or whether it be keynotes or whatever the case is. But there's other opportunities that people get to interact with them as well, not just those brunches that they're coming here specifically for. So that's going to be great. And I feel like the speakers, because a lot of people don't keep up with social media.
Yes.
So I feel like people need to Google their names
Yes.
and see how dynamic they are.
Yep.
Because, once, our connections that said,
Yes.
this will be a good person. And I'm like, okay, let me see who this name is. And I'm putting in Ashley Fox, and I'm like, investing? You're opening up this business, you're doing this and you're doing that. And so it's really great to see. And you're like, and she's coming from Bermuda. I need to be there. I need to be in the room. I need to meet these people. So, like I said, we have some really great speakers coming down for the men and for the women and at all the events. And so I think it's going to be really worthwhile for people to find out who they are and be in the room.
So yeah, I will just encourage people, you want to go ahead and get the conference ticket, because that is going to give you access, like we said, to all of the events.
Yep.
It's going to get you that swag bag, and you're going to get access to our after party, if you will. So to close out everything and to wrap it up nicely, we do have on the Sunday evening a nice little after party where people can further network and meet with each other. And then, of course, our speakers will be there too. So you get to have that kind of one-on-one connection. So I'm definitely excited. This is the first time we're doing it this way, right?
Yeah.
We got to try new things. But I think overall, from my experience, having participated in Global Entrepreneurship Week this will be, I think, the 16th year, y'all, since we've been doing this, and just seeing how it's grown over the years and how people respond to the idea, it really is a celebration of entrepreneurs and the work that goes into building businesses, right? Because it's not easy. It's not easy, and sometimes people are lost. They're not quite sure where they should go, who they should go. And so I do think that with BEDC, identifying this opportunity, and it's a global opportunity, Global Entrepreneurship Week, they're doing it all over the world the same time that we're doing it, but it creates an opportunity for us to learn from other jurisdictions, for us to bring in that talent, for us to highlight what we're doing locally for our entrepreneurial ecosystem on a global stage. So I'm excited about that. And I recently returned from the Global Entrepreneurship Congress, and we won. Bermuda won. For hosting the most events. Now, it was per capita, right? Because we in competition with like Brazil and these countries with millions of people. But it just goes to show you that we are being recognized on a global scale for the efforts that we're putting in to curate these types of events that we're going to be celebrating in November. So Global Entrepreneurship Week is when? You can talk about the time frame.
So globally, it's celebrated from November 13th to the 19th, but BEDC will be putting events on from the 15th through the 19th.
Right.
So,
and we're hoping to partner with others. So we do want to encourage others who are in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, who have a desire to support entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs in general, reach out to us because you can get on the calendar too. We will promote your event as well as all of the other events that we're doing. We have a couple of people who want to do that. Like one of our main sponsors, the Economic Development Department, they're going to be hosting events on the 15th. Yep. And then we have Jaleesa Holdip, who is running a Kidpreneur market. And so she's going to be hosting an event on November the 4th, I think. So I want to shout out to her because she is an entrepreneur who has made it part of her ethos to kind of give back. Yep. And so she's been doing this, I want to say this is the 3rd or 4th year that she's done it. Mm-hmm. And every time we're like, yes, we want to support you because that's exactly what we want to see. You're focusing on young people. This is the future, right? Mm-hmm. So we're really excited about also being able to support partner events, right? Yes. At the end of the day, November is for entrepreneurs, okay? We are claiming it. It is our event. So let's get back to the actual event, the conferences. And so I'll ask each of you, like, what are you most looking forward to for the conference? And what do you hope women leave with for your conference? And then the same question for you for the men's conference.
So for me, I'm looking forward to just hearing the wealth of knowledge that the Bermudian speakers as well as the keynotes have to empower the ladies. I feel like there's so much information out there for women to learn, and we don't always get it from the right places. And I feel like having everyone in the room, the Bermudian speakers, the keynote speakers, international, as well as the participants that are coming to hear them, I'm looking forward to that merge and making those connections. What I want the women to get out of it, that they are not alone, that they can make the networking connections and the accountability partners, and that it doesn't just end here, that they can take what they have and use it in their businesses, but they can also meet people that can assist them during that journey.
Okay, I love that.
Copy paste.
I'll take the easy
No, for me, personally, I'm a huge tech nerd, love everything tech, AI, kind of, work smarter, not harder kind of thing. And I know that in Bermuda, we kind of struggle with that a bit. So I really want people to kind of leave with technology is there to aid you in everything. If you are great at making earrings, you are great at making soaps, finance, captions, social media might not be your strong suit. How can you leverage that technology? But even just going back, I really want people to embrace the local and international speakers, really understand what they're saying, take it in, but also just the networking opportunities, right? You never know who is in that room. Right. Like Colina said, that those accountability partners. That could be somebody who, might be an investor or might know of an investor. That sounds like a great idea. Let me hook you two up kind of thing. You never know who's in the room. But just leave with knowing that we are there to support you, the BEDC, men in general, and to really just hone in that, that we're here to kind of embrace and help empower people. So.
And I also want to talk a little bit about how we get this done, right? So BDC, like you said, we're not really trying to make any money on this, literally. We have a set amount in our budget, which does not cover the cost of putting on this fabulous event that is getting ready to happen in November. So it really is about partnership and partnering. And so I want to give a shout out to all of the sponsors that have come on thus far. And so you can help me recall them, Deshun, because my memory, but like One Communication, the Economic Development Department, we have
Bermuda Tourism
Authority,
Archery Insurance,
Butterfield Bank.
I'm glad that all the sponsors, I'm sure they're going to be on our website.
They are on the website, yeah.
But I'm just glad that they see our vision, and that they have continually supported us, because without them,
we couldn't do it.
We couldn't do it, and we couldn't do it as great as we are doing it. You know what I mean? We would only be so, limited in what we could do. And so I'm just glad that every year they continue to say, I see what BEDC is doing, and we want to be a part of it. And I want to be a part of it.
And that's what we ask. I mean, the ask really does allow us to create these fabulous opportunities for our stakeholders, which are the entrepreneurs, right? And I really hope people understand that is the ethos of why we do it, right? It's not for us, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
We've been working on this for a long time. And so we look forward to being able to do it every year because we know the impact that it has had. Like some of these competitions, like the Rocket Pitch, like over 80 businesses have started as a result of people just saying, okay, let me just take this idea and actually pitch it to see what happens. And the feedback that you get from somebody saying, you know what, that is a good idea, and willing to give you the money to do this is amazing. I mean, even from our standpoint, I think as a result of us participating in Global Entrepreneurship Week and hosting these events for the last 15 years, we've been able to utilize the knowledge and skill that we have learned to create other opportunities to get entrepreneurs money, right? Like we just concluded a pitch competition with the partnership with Global Atlantic Reef Foundation. And that's as a result of us having done this. Because we have the expertise in hosting these competitions, they saw it, they were like, hey, well, we want in on this too. And so I think it does create opportunities for us as the supporter of entrepreneurship, but also specifically for those entrepreneurs as well. And like I said, globally, all over the world, people are doing various things similar to what we're doing.
I can tell you, I just came back from a trip, and one of the ladies lives in New York, and she works for a company kind of like a small business, the SBAs in the States, and she's actually coming down to the conference.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And she does a similar conference during the different part of the year. And, you know, we were exchanging notes of what she's doing. And she's like, I'm coming to Bermuda. And so I'm excited for that. But I feel like for me, one of my goals, Bermudians travel a lot to conferences overseas. And one of my goals is to have people come in just for our conference.
I know.
That's where I feel like we need to grow this. I feel like it's such a great event, and other people should experience it, not just Bermudians. We're always here for the Bermudians, and it's for us. But I feel like we need to get it to a point where people want to travel Bermuda to come to these type of conferences.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. I think we have enough talent, local talent, and local expertise that people need to see and hear from and learn from as well. And that's one of the things that's really important for us, especially like with these conferences, is to ensure that, yes, we have international speakers, but we're rounding it out with local talent because the local experience is kind of different, right? We do things different in Bermuda. So some of the challenges that people experience on a local level may be different than what's being experienced overseas. So it's important to have that mix. And I do think that that is like the ultimate goal would be to be marketing this to everyone, because why not? The information that is going to be covered is information that is
everybody can use on everyday life, whether it be business or personal.
Yes.
But I mean, I think even just going back to, we at BEDC push people that come through our doors to not just think local, right?
Yes.
Think global. So just going back to, you never know who's in the room. You never know who you might be networking with. You might be networking with someone who works at a Goldman Sachs or a venture capitalist or something like that. You know, so being able to, oh, that's a great idea. Let me run it through whatever it needs to. So really networking, I would say, is very key, and to just really, you know, put yourself out there. We all know entrepreneurship, to put that foot forward, it is not easy.
It's not.
But, you have to if you really want to see that dream to become a reality. So
I had a conversation with one of the teachers. Work Academy came to BEDC and visited us, and she's teaching our enterprise course. And her question was, how do you make the decision to do it? Like, she has a job, but she has an idea, a business idea she wants to do, and she's like, how do you decide? Because you're scared, because it is a risk. And I would ask you to ask, how do you do it? How do you make that decision?
It is hard. A lot of times people always think about the bills, the mortgage, the stuff that they have to pay. And for me, I have to tell people all the time, you have to do it. Just do it. As Steve Harvey says, jump. Take the leap. Because if you keep focusing on having that paycheck, then you're not going to go as hard on your business, because you know that you got that secure paycheck.
Right.
But if you take that leap of faith and say, this is my full time, you are going to be out there pushing every day to get that client, to get that sale, to push that product, to get in stores, because you have no other choice, right? So if you keep saying, oh, well, I'm got a 9 to 5, then this is only part-time because you're not as focused on it because you got that security. But once you take that security away and say, this is my passion, this is what I'm going to do, then you're like, okay, I need to get out there. I need to start marketing. I need to start doing cold calls and hard calls and, all that type of stuff because, I want to do this. So I feel like a lot of time people just need to jump. They just need to do it.
She said jump, y'all.
Jump. Jump.
What would you say, Deshun?
No, I would really kind of say the same thing. It's just really making sure you understand what it is that you're doing and, take that leap of faith, because you don't want 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the road, you're like, man, I really should. I really wish I would have done it.
I have had conversations like that with people where they've been like, I had that idea, I should have.
And truthfully, those people who 5, 6, 7 years down the road say, man, I really should have done it, those are the ones who have done a ton of research.
Yes.
Have done the financial projections, the business plans and everything, but it's just afraid to take it,
take it out
of the closet and put it in the light, right? So I think people really just take, like Colina said, just take that leap and really, and come to BEDC as well.
Let us help you.
Let us help you.
What I was going to say, for those of you who are not like daredevils, because this one is, okay? She going to do all the things. It can be calculated. Yeah. So things like the conference where you can come and you can listen and you can hear and you can understand, oh, that was a challenge, let me make sure I don't do that. Yep. So you can kind of prepare yourself for the leap. And so that would be my recommendation, is when you have opportunities to attend a Global Entrepreneurship Week conference where you are going to meet entrepreneurs who've taken the leap, who could tell you, this is what I did, so you might want to sidestep that to avoid a potential hardship. Take advantage of that. Yep. Be in the room with people who are on that journey or who are looking forward to going on that journey, so that you can use some of their expertise and experience to help guide you along your path. Yep. And so I'm going to wrap up by saying, how can people get these tickets? Because everybody want to come now. So how can they get the tickets?
So just go to GEW.BM. You'll be able to see all of our events that are going on for the week of November during Global Entrepreneurship Week. Be able to click on the women's conference, the men's conference, but also be able to buy a conference ticket as a whole. So just visit GEW.BM, see everything that's going on, and don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't miss out, because there is a maximum capacity at Pier 6. And so we want to make sure that as many people that want to come get in. And we are encouraging people to purchase tickets now. We're trying to encourage people with the tiered pricing and all of that. And like I said, you're getting value for money when you buy the conference ticket, because you have like 4-5 days of a full-on information, access to people,
food. We feed you.
Everybody likes food and everybody likes to drink. So
feed you. We give you something to drink. It's gonna be a good time. That we can guarantee. So definitely make sure you log on to GEW.BM. Get your ticket now, because I don't want to hear don't call me on the day talking about, can I get in? Because I don't know.
Don't knock at the door either.
we have had that where the event has been sold out and people are still trying to get in.
I know.
We only have so much space. Like, this is it. So, like she said, don't hold out. If you know that you want to be a part of this amazing weekend or whatever event you choose, if not the bundle package, then get your tickets in advance. Get them now. Don't wait.
All right. Well, we minded our business.
We did.
We did?
We did.
Because if you don't mind your business,
who will?
Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.